Hello, this is Lisa Russick
And Donna Murphy.
with the podcast We're All Psychic. And here we are. I promised you this podcast like 50,000, 100 million years ago. And we are doing the Mudras podcast. And if you don't know what a mudra is and you're just popping in, I promise this podcast a lot. And this is a video podcast on Spotify. And I'm going to put this one on YouTube too, Donna, I think, so people can.
Yeah.
They can't get into Spotify because mudra is hand yoga, right, Donna?
Yes.
And
yes.
Donna, do you still think we're all psychic?
I absolutely think we're all psychic.
I do too. Oh, I do too. Oh, I think there's a mudra for that. We'll have to make one. It's like PSY. Let's see. Let me work on this. I can do this. P.
Well, maybe you can. My hands won't do that. I was going to say my hands can't do that.
I have hypermobility, so I can do fun stuff like
weird. Yeah. The only thing that I can do that's weird. And you can mainly see it with the back of my hand, is that I have this really weird, and it's only my left hand. I mean, my right hand's pretty flexible, but not like this. They're practically it's practically a straight line.
That is amazing. Mine do that too, but it's a sign of a free thinker. No one can tell you how to think.
Well, that's actually very true.
You think for yourself always, and that you have even more broad because you can like dislocate it almost. It looks like when you
it's like way down there, and it's the weirdest thing. And it should have made me like a great musician, a great pianist, but it didn't. Unfortunately.
Why? Oh, because you can do those fancy fingers.
Well, because you can do the log. Yeah,
it's still a short finger from here, right? It looks short.
Yeah,
is it long or short?
Yeah, no, it's short.
I'm having ideas, but I'm not going to talk about them on the podcast.
Okay.
So they're not musical instruments. Well, I guess it could be. I'm just kidding. Mudras, people, listeners.
Yes, back to mudras.
They're hand yoga. So, first of all, we're going to talk about there's no known origins, according to this awesome book that I am holding up in the video, and it is called Mudras: Yoga in Your Hands. A simple technique to achieve lasting health, happiness, and inner peace. And this is by Gertrude Hershey. I'm not sure how to say her last name. I should have looked that up. But so this book, if you're looking, I recommend getting this book if you like this podcast, or if you don't like this podcast, get this book if you want to learn about mudras. So
absolutely, it's a wonderful book. It's well organized. It's easy to read. It's easy to jump in anywhere you like without feeling intimidated or overwhelmed by too much information. Right. Although it is detailed, if you're looking for some detail or background, she's got it there, but it doesn't just like hit you in the face with a lot of stuff that you can't process all at once. And
right. And, I was just looking inside the copyright page. Oh my gosh. I just got a text. Ignore that, listeners. If you didn't hear a ding, it didn't happen. Because sometimes when they come through my computer, you didn't hear it. Oh, good. Okay. I get a text that comes through on my computer and I'll be like, sorry, guys. And then I'll go back and listen to it. There's no ding. Did it happen? So this says it was this edition was published in 2016, but the copyright is 2000. Yeah. Who first published it? I'm kind of curious who first published this. I think she self-published it. It looks like. No, it says this edition is Weiser Books, an imprint of Red Wheel Weiser LLC in Massachusetts. I'm trying to see where it doesn't say. I don't think where the first one was. I just think it's interesting that this was in 2000 because that's about the time I got interested in mudras. It was about 1999.
Yeah,
I told this story very shortly on the podcast before, but as I've been telling you guys, and I'm going to explain how to do mudras as intuitively as you can for a beginner. But this, for example, is a mudra, right? Mm-hmm. I'm putting if you're not watching, I'm putting my thumb and my forefinger together to make a circle. Mm-hmm. And my other fingers are just kind of hanging out. Mm-hmm. You can make them straight if you want.
Yeah. It's hard to make you can just let them relax a little bit. Yeah, you can also just kind of relax them. Yeah.
So I just wanted to tell a funny story. This is how I started learning about mudras. I was asleep one night and I woke up and I was just sitting there going like this. I woke up and I was holding this mudra. I didn't know it was a mudra. I hold over my belly button in my sleep. And I woke up and I was like, what am I doing? Feels kind of good, but why am I doing? I wasn't dreaming or anything. It was just really weird. And so I was like, I'm gonna look into that. What was that? And I learned about mudras. Mm-hmm. So Another thing I did want to talk about that this book discusses before we get into the exciting parts of how you can do your. Well, first of all, do you want to just strike a pose for them? Just any kind of pose.
Sure. And actually, my introduction, if you will, to mudras was when I became interested in Buddhism before I settled on the Buddhism that I practice. You often will see statues, right, of Buddha.
Oh, yes.
And this is obviously a very classic, pose that you see. And it's like, Then you look and you're like, I wonder why, his hands are like that.
And some other ones are like this.
Some are upright.
Indian or Buddhism.
One, which I think, and I'm probably not doing it correctly, but there's one where the hand is out and open with the palm up. That one is mercy and forgiveness.
Oh, I love that.
This one is actually a classic one for meditation, the connection. Yeah, where you push the fingers of the thumb and the forefinger together.
The very tips, like not
the very tips are together,
but the pads or the point.
Yeah, the pads are touching, and it makes a circle, like you said, and then
or a duck,
or a duck.
I like the circle,
or eyes.
That's my favorite mudra.
Yeah, but it's
kind of Mardi Gras.
But it's fun. And then another pose that you see frequently is the one hand within the other, where the left hand is kind of cupped in the right hand and down in the lap.
That's one I picked. Oh,
yeah,
that one.
Yeah, this one is almost like a bowl.
A bowl. Okay, like this.
Yeah, this one's almost like a bowl. Yeah, but your thumbs are down. There you go. And you're just, they're just like nested. Your hands are just nested. It actually looks
comfortable. That feels
it
good.
actually almost looks unintentional, but there is actually intention behind it. So those are some great ones. And then, of course, we were just talking about this one, which you see.
Yes, tell them about this one.
Yeah, you actually see this one relatively regularly. You watch people getting interviewed. Very often, there are people who are very powerful. It might be a celebrity, it might be a political figure. But the idea of nesting these fingers together, and then the two pads of the index finger are touching, the two pads of the thumb are touching. It's still maybe not easy to see.
Yeah, but if listeners, your bottom three fingers are lacing like that. Knuckle. Second lunge.
Yeah. And then these two fingers, though, it's almost like a triangle or a diamond shape.
Okay. Yeah.
And you'll see, I frequently see, again, whether it's celebrities, political figures, people who are in powerful positions, but I very often see males doing it more so than I see females doing it. Not sure why that is.
I feel like a Kundalini energy coming through me. I have
this is very powerful.
I feel the Kundalini rising up like fire.
It's definitely
weird.
It's definitely an energy, or it projects power, authority, presence.
It removed any kind of self-consciousness from my mind for a minute. Mm-hmm. I usually have at least some, I try not to or look like I do.
Well, and especially when if a person's being interviewed or they're doing some other kind of public speaking, the idea is to appear relaxed, but not lax, and not aggressive, but definitely in charge of one's self. You're like in charge of yourself.
Exactly. That's what it felt like. That's what I meant by just, I'm not like, I'm the only person in the world right now. And there's Donna. And
there's me too.
And she's doing it, so she's there too.
So I've got my presence also going on here. But
I love those. Thank you for teaching. Those are really, really cool, man. And I want to talk about if you've listened to the podcast or listened to the palmistry, the first palmistry or the second palmistry podcast, lessons, listeners and watchers, I did talk about what the fingers stand for, and you can use that with your mudras. So, when some people with mudras, they will maybe do a mantra with it, like a chant or something when you're holding the mudra. So you can maybe slip into the mantra when you can't do the mudra and you get the same effect. See what that mudra did? Did you see what that mudra did? It's crazy. Anyway, so as we were saying, if you've listened to the palmistry podcasts, you will know that I've talked about the meanings of the fingers, and you can use that when you're just trying to feel the energy of a mudra. So I would like to use this book a little bit to use the phrasing in some of this, like for the thumb. I like the phrasing for the thumb energy. The fire of thumb nourishes the energy of the other fingers and absorbs excess energy. So, like for the thumb to touch another finger or fingers or anything, it's like it's giving its will, because it's the willpower into the Venus. It's not the Venus finger. I mean, it's just the thumb. This is the mound of Venus.
Right, for the path.
And so like
but this is Mars. The thumb itself is Mars.
I didn't know that.
But then the pad is the Mount of Venus.
I had always heard right here is the low mount of Mars, and into your rage. I have rage. See, look at my rage. Look at my rage. But it's all contained. It's so funny when I find people with that. And then the high plane of Mars is right here. I always thought this was just thumb. I didn't know it was a Mars finger. That's cool. So basically, it makes sense that it'd be Mars then if it's like nourishing. But I don't think a Venus is nourishing and Mars is kind of destroying though. I don't know. It's confusing.
Well, it's assertive.
They work together.
Assertive. They do work together.
They have to have one or the other, both together. Yeah.
So I think that's that connected energy is creative.
That makes
creative
sense.
Energy, unifying and creating.
Yeah, I love that. It's perfect. That's the perfect way to explain the thumb. It's Mars and Venus. If you don't know what those are, they're planets.
Yes.
And they have meanings in astrology that we love.
Yes, they do.
And, you know them. You know them if you're watching this podcast, or at least you have an idea. Mars is your red planet that's somewhere near Earth, and it's small. And that's where the Martians come from.
It's where the Martians come from, exactly.
Where Mudras come from. Okay, so we'll get back on topic, I guess. So your willpower, you're putting your Mars and your Venus together, and you're gonna touch another finger, and you're gonna, like, the first finger is Jupiter finger, if you remember. But it's like your willpower. It's like your leadership. This book kind of describes it a little differently. The index finger, they say it's connected to the heart chakra, and this is interesting to me. It talks about parts of the body that these could be connected to. So you can try this too. Like, if I don't know how you just try it, see, I guess if you poop or something, because this heart chakra and the large intestine. So, and a deep meridian of the stomach associated with the Jupiter finger. So, what you would want to do here, they talk about it being also for your instincts, like your ability to like tell what's really going on. Makes sense, because you're like, I know you did it. You did it. And people don't like being pointed at. You know what I mean? Some people really hate being pointed at.
That's true.
I've known some people like that, because I point a lot, and one of the reasons I stopped was because the politicians do this, and that's why they don't want to point.
Right, because when you point at somebody, there is something somewhat, I would say, aggressive about that.
If they've had somebody like scold them like that, then they're going to think that way, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And you're singled out by a teacher that way sometimes too.
Yes, you did it.
Office, ISS, forever. Okay.
You don't
have ISS anymore. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, so like if you want to put, no, it says here, this energy goes to our innermost core and back to the cosmos from there. So for putting these two together and putting these fingers, like we talked about before, I don't know, I think that was before the podcast. Maybe, you can spread them out, you can put them together, whatever feels where you feel the energy flowing. So listeners, if you're not watching, I am putting this is what we did in the beginning of the podcast. We're both putting our pointer finger on the tip of our thumb, like the tips. And our three other fingers, not the pointer finger and thumb, they can spread out, or they can go into like Boy Scout mode and you can lay it out like with your palm up.
Right.
This is what I usually see for, like, if you're watching for a meditation. Like, this is how, and this is what you can do with every finger. So we're going to go through the fingers, and you can try it this way. Yeah. And you can sit comfortably
and see what it feels like as you make that connection to each one.
How do you feel? Are you feeling anything?
Yeah.
Just try it with the first one with me.
Yeah.
Do it with me, Donna. First one. What do you feel with the first one?
I always feel when I do this, I think just the connection that makes, and the energy connection, it's like closing a circuit.
It is.
So for
I feel it in my heart. I really do.
Yeah. It feels to me both energizing, but also relaxing at the same time.
It is. And for me, this is where my hands want to go naturally, just kind of on my knees. But that makes me feel what you just described. But I do feel like I feel it in my heart. And I just love that feeling. It just feels like it's kind of like has an emotion that's not someone else's, Yeah. So then we have like, our middle finger, and in palmistry, that's kind of the finger that tells everybody to screw off. It's the Saturn finger.
So there's a reason for the middle finger salute.
The birdie.
The one finger salute.
One finger salute, the birdie salute. So the middle finger, they say in this book that, I'm quoting it, Hindus call this finger the heavenly finger and classify it with the throat chakra. And then it says another way it says it could also be considered the stairway to heaven. Of course, it's Saturn. So that's how you get to heaven. You have to do all your lessons.
Yes, do your lessons.
Good, study real good. And this is what we're doing. Right.
It Take your responsibility. Fulfill your responsibilities.
Fulfill. It says here also it helps your gallbladder circulation. And so we're gonna, I guess we want to do this one with me, like sure. Middle fingers, and we'll hold those. And I'm gonna think about that. I feel like putting my elbows up. I don't know why. I can feel my freaking throbbing pulse. I can feel my pulse. Can you feel that through your whole body?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can feel like boom, boom.
Yeah, that's really strong.
And it's in my fingertips now. Oh, yeah. Wow. That is so crazy. I love that. I've never done mudras with anyone else.
Neither have I.
I've not talked about it. It was like exciting. So then I guess I don't want to move out of this one. I'm always cold, and it's actually warming my hands and feet up.
Nice.
And I feel like a tingling in my feet because they're always like cold, and there's blood coming into them from just kind of. Nice.
I think that definitely woke up the circulatory system.
Oh wow, it did for me. Yeah, it really helped that. It kind of cleared out my head a little bit too. Maybe I don't have. That's probably why I'm ditzy half the time. I don't have enough blood flow to my brain. Gotta do this more often. So we have we'll play with our
ring finger.
It's our ring finger. So it is the ring of Apollo. The finger of Apollo, and that's the sun finger. And that's why it's a lot of times associated with fame and stuff. But in this book, they say it is associated with the root chakra, and it rules the pelvic floor as the root chakra. This finger can give stamina, staying power, and the power to be assertive. So that's what this book says. And it says also it's a liver. It helps with the liver, the deep meridian of the liver, and the Chinese classify it that way. So the power of the liver, this book says, gives a person patience, serenity, hope, and vision for the future. So it's like, it's kind of like it's like a grounding thing to me, but in palmistry, it's about creativity and expressing yourself. So it's kind of interesting that, what would ground maybe is being yourself, and being grounding would make me patient with myself and stuff like that. You want to try that one with me?
Yeah.
Okay, watchers, listeners, we're holding our ring fingers to our thumbs, pointing keys, and just sticking our fingers out, I guess, and seeing how we feel. I can put this one on my knees, I think. I feel like chanting, man. Right now, I feel like going, oh. It's Om Padme Nam. Whatever the Kuan Yin one is, I can never really remember it. It's making making me feel smarter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You feel smarter? I feel sharper. I'm not smarter, but I feel sharper.
I don't know if I think it's a more focused mental state. I don't know that I necessarily got smarter in that moment, but my mental state.
You did. Just say
very focused. Yeah, I did. I got smart.
Brilliant now. That's how you get brilliant, people.
Exactly.
Now I don't want it anymore, so I'm going to go back to my Saturn finger. It's torturous being a genius. I'm all alone except with Donna. Go back.
Well, and everybody else is doing it with us right now. Yeah, if they're doing it along with the podcast.
Yeah, so you're with us, man. You can stay with us in the empowered, passive, aggressive. I don't know. It's just smarter. It's just smarter. Yeah. It felt also something I felt like in my core chakras going through, but I don't know what. I kind of want to feel that one some more a little bit. Like it gives me ideas. And maybe that's what the clear head feeling is. It's like it's all the muck getting cleared out. And if I
so your brain,
the creativity might come, and It makes me want to breathe very shallowly.
Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of energy.
Yeah, all through here. You're doing this too. I feel it through here, my third eye.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's like, because what I always think that the imagination is the key to psychic perception and understanding it and trying to work through it and learning it, really,
Yes.
you know. And for that to be associated with creativity makes sense, because creativity is the imagination, the doorway to that.
And I think for a lot of people, when you use the word imaginary, they think that means like fake, like it's fake.
Oh, it's not real.
Oh, that's just right. Like it's not real because that's just your imagination. Your imagination is your ability to imagine, to create an image.
Yes, your imagination.
And if you couldn't do that, then you couldn't actually produce something from that.
Yeah.
But it really happens in your imagination or in the imaginal state.
Yeah.
And that's how it is before it's actually manifest.
The best way I can find to explain that state is when you're reading a book and you don't even know the page, you're not looking at, you just see it playing out and you don't know you're reading anymore. It's kind of what it feels like to me.
You're like in the story. The story's playing out. You can see it. You can feel it. There's no more real sensation of, okay,
I'm not holding a book. I'm not eyes moving. I'm reading. I'm in my imagination.
I'm not reading words on a page. I'm there. I'm in the story.
Yes, exactly. And that's like I think that's a good analogy to what that experience is like, to imagine like what you want out of life and get it, imagine yourself happy. I reject it. Some people haven't ever done that, and so they don't know what it looks like.
That's true.
Uncomfortable.
That's true. Or what it feels like, or like you said, it's scary or intimidating.
Yeah. It's uncomfortable because maybe they think they are happy, and they're just like, wait a minute, I'm not actually happy. I'm just feeling this person being happy when I make them happy. Some people have to deal with that. I went through that, kind of a realization about my empathy,
that someone else's happiness is not yours, necessarily. Exactly. Even if you can experience it or feel it, that's not yours.
Exactly.
You want your own.
Exactly. Yes.
You don't begrudge them theirs, but you want your own.
Yes. Yes. And speaking of communicating with people without words, we're going to talk about communicating with people with words, I guess, and the pinky finger.
Yes. Pinky finger.
Our pinky. This is in palmistry. It's your communication finger. And watchers, we're putting our thumbs and our pinkies together. Let me see what the book has to say about the pinky, because I'm not good at the memories. I should have done this with the smart one first. Okay, so this is the little finger energy. It says is associated with the chakra, the sacral chakra. And it is the energetic center of sexuality, and it deals with interpersonal relationships in general, as well as partnership in particular. So this is what this says, and it says a classification of sexuality corresponds with Hatha yoga. So, like we said, the mudras do go with yoga sometimes. In this book, they have examples of holding poses and doing mudras, for example. We're not going to do that. I think we'll just go through these little fingers and maybe show a few more. What do you think?
Yeah.
So is that?
And pinkies are your Mercury finger.
Mercury, yes.
That's your Mercury finger.
Like your
That's also communication. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Donna. So you want to try this one and see how we feel? So watchers, we're doing what we did with the other fingers. And if you're watching, listeners, I'm sorry. You're watching. Getting. I feel like extending my fingers for this one. I don't know why. I just straight. I don't know why. I think that's one of the mudras I wanted to teach, though. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I do feel it in my sacral. It feels like a fire, maybe like a very light one, like some embers. Some embers. And then I feel, what else? What do you feel when you do it? Anything else?
For me, this one's it's a little more, I don't want to say it's harder. It's a little more subtle because I'm not
weird.
Exactly
it's the communication one, but it's hard to explain.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also feel energy crossing me like a diamond. If that makes sense, right through here.
Okay.
If that makes any sense, like in my mind's eye, in my imagination, it's like a diamond right here of energy, crisscrossing, going about, like each crossing each other. When I was doing that, let's see.
Let me see if I keep my hands down.
And I do feel like breathing deeper. Yeah, I have my fingers. When I was doing it this way is when I felt that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Hold it out in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And my
wow.
breathing got a lot deeper.
And then if I hold it to my sides, I can feel, oh, yeah, that feels good. I don't know why. It feels awesome.
Well, and I've actually been having some problems with my back today. So this
I
actually
have
feels,
too.
yeah, so this actually feels good.
It made me sit up straight.
Yeah.
Like, it's like lining everything up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Nice.
great, man. I love that.
I like it.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you so much for going through these with me. And I
Oh,
mean,
for sure. It's just great. And I hope people will try.
I
Just
hope so
again,
too.
and you don't have to remember which finger does what. Go
No.
ahead and just have the experience. Just go ahead and, I mean, it's easy to do. I mean, unless you've got limited mobility in your hands or your fingers, it's fairly easy to do. You don't need a lot of pressure. They only just need to touch. And
Yes.
then whatever feels comfortable on the fingers that aren't touching at that time, just let them do whatever feels, I'll say, natural and comfortable
Yeah,
for you. But yeah,
exactly.
go ahead
Definitely
and
follow your
experiment.
intuition.
Yeah, and just go ahead and experiment with it. But it really does feel good.
It really does. And I learned like ever since I remember I did them a lot. I had a few Mudra books in my 20s and I played with them a lot, but I just kind of let it go. And ever since I've had this book, I've been like, now I think I'm going to reincorporate it back into my
Yeah.
practices, especially with my yoga, if I, my stretches and stuff.
Yes.
And listeners and watchers, we're going to tell you a few that we liked in here, but man, this is getting to be long, and it's probably going to overwhelm you if you've never done a mudra and you actually have the experiences we are having. To me, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm like ready to go see that band play.
Right. Exactly.
Go see dance with some Beatles. Yeah,
It's a good way to get. I just feel like it's a good way to get your energy
I feel
flowing.
like. Do I
And
look
you're
different?
yeah.
Like I feel like I look different. Like I have more energy, or I feel like the color's different, or
You
something.
look brighter.
I feel brighter. Like I have animation to my face, and I haven't talked to anybody either, but this brought a lot of color and life. The
Yeah.
circulation, that's what it
I get it.
was.
Yeah. Remember when you
My
said you
eyes are
started to feel
whiter
warmer? Yeah, you
and they're
started to feel
bigger.
warmer and
Oh, I'm gonna do that all the time.
yeah, I think it's invigorating. It's a good energy. It's a good energy boost without feeling like you're wired up.
And I just as an aside here, I just want to say it is really nice to hold someone's hand.
Yes.
Something about that. And I like it like when you put your fingertips together with someone else.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a lover or anything. It's just like to hold someone,
Right. Just
your
touch it.
hands with
Yeah.
someone, or just
Yeah.
palm to palm. That always feels really good. And that maybe there is something like really electromagnetic and definitive about these fingers. And
Yeah.
the dominant trait was 6 fingers and 6 toes on every hand and foot in humanity.
Interesting.
It was the dominant trait. I know somebody was born that way, and I looked into it and found out. And I was like, I want to know the palmistry about the 6 finger.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it was interesting because that is a dominant trait. So maybe even back then that finger did something. Who knows? Who knows what it did? But in palmistry, supposedly, from anything I could find out, the one
Mhm.
that matched with that person was great joy and riches, but also great sorrow and tragedy.
Mm.
With that, if you're born with that.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
it's a dominant trait, I mean, that's life, you know?
Well, that's true. I mean, and for
But
everybody,
yeah, for right now.
what we experience is always going to be, I mean, our own experiences are the most intense and the ones that we experience the most fully. So even if this is not about comparison, what's a great tragedy for one person might not be a great tragedy for
Absolutely.
somebody
And
else, right? But for your own experience, if that's what you've experienced in your life, those are your defining moments, let's call it.
Absolutely. That is such a good point. And I
And
think
one mudra that I think probably almost everybody has experienced is this
oh,
one.
let's do it. Yes.
So that's actually called the
Listeners, we're just
Atmanjali.
putting our hands together in prayer, kind of.
In the gesture, in a classic gesture of prayer, palms together, thumbs together. But I think most
against my
people have
face. I just
experienced.
feel like putting against my face, and it feels
Yeah, yeah. When I do this gesture, I know they usually say that keeping it at chest level
really okay.
is more. Yeah, but I find always.
Oh, when I do it in yoga, I do at chest level, but
You
right
do it at chest level, but
down,
yeah,
that
I
would hurt
think
my
a natural
back.
place
So
to come up is up here. Yeah.
yeah,
And so that gesture of prayer, I think,
gratitude. I feel it
most
like I
people,
feel like crown chakra activation
yeah,
opening up or something. Gratitude. That's what it reminds me of.
But yeah, I mean, it's gratitude. It's receptive, even though the hands are closed. It's still a receptive.
It is, yes.
Posture.
Yeah, because if you're grateful, you can't help but feel receiving all the blessings you're given. You know,
yes,
you are receiving and saying thank you.
Yes, yes, you're aware that you've received or are receiving, and you're grateful. Yeah. But yeah, so that one's kind of a classic one. So that's one I think everybody has seen and everybody can do if they'd like.
I think you're right. I think that's absolutely true. There was one I wanted to show you guys too, and this is dedicated to the god of wealth, Kubera. It's a Kubera mudra. So listeners, I'm going to describe it because
yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, I'm going to listeners, I'm going to describe it from the book because I didn't write it. This is perfect. Okay. Place the tip of your thumb, index finger, and middle finger together. Bend the other two fingers so they rest in the middle of your hand, like this, like kind of like that's kind of a duck too, like this. They're resting and they're kind of tucked under your thumb in the picture. Here's the picture you're watching. Oh, there's a cat.
And there's a cat.
Picture. Like, no, it's time to end the podcast. Always bumping against the microphone. Oh my God, there's your butt, cat butt.
Yes, the cat butt. For the world to see.
He likes smooches. So this says for you can use it for a lot of things. It says it doesn't matter how long you've done mudras or anything. It's like it's called the 3-finger technique for most, I guess, other than the Kubera mudra. But it kind of gives you this, like, if you push them together, if I remember correctly, it just gives you this, like, it says it formulates your wish or goal very clearly into words when you're doing this. You press your fingers while you're saying the wish, and then you let go. And this is just saying, like, it's a mental preparation for getting what you want when you go somewhere. So
and it could be anything. It can be anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be financial gain, although it certainly it can be for that. But anything that you're trying to, she mentions, finding a parking space, right? I mean, it could be anything.
Yes.
That you need right in that moment. Yeah.
It does. Yes. I love that. Yeah. Oh, this is a mudra. This is called the.
It's the
kitty belly around. Listeners, I've got Gandalf and he's limp.
Yes, he is.
He's very limp. There's his butt. There's his gorgeous face.
We'd much rather see your face, Gandalf.
Oh my gosh, we gotta talk about our sponsor, Everclear. I want to give a shout out to Everclear. Hang loose, Everclear. We love you, and you are our sponsor. And if you don't know who Everclear is, they are an advice app and website, everclear.com, where you can get advice from psychics and empaths, so you can get the clarity and to create the life you deserve. Gandalf says, call somebody. Call Marie M.
Yeah, I'm Maria M.
Maria M.
On Everclear.
Right. Yes, Maria.
And
and I'm Lisa P. LEESAP. I might change my name to Lisa Russick. I don't know. I wrote them and asked them if they think I should. I don't know. We'll see what they say.
Huh.
I might. I've never used that last name because when I joined Everclear, it wasn't my last name.
Okay. And I know that the one thing, and this is true of many lines, the idea is to have yourself be sort of separate on the line than you are in other walks of life.
Yes.
And part of that, of course, is to make sure that clients are not necessarily, using the platform and then using other ways to locate you that aren't the platform. That's typically why they ask for what they call a stage name.
Yeah, it's typically why they do that for our protection, but with the way things are.
But it's also, it also,
how we get our business.
Protects us because you never know. Yeah.
Because again, you never
know who might,
Look at me. Do you like me? Do you want a reading from me? This is what I look like. This is what I sound like. Do I feel good to you? Kind of like, I would love that. Can you imagine that? Like, you remember calling psychics in like the 90s and 2000s and stuff, and you're like, I called up psychic to find a lost engagement ring in 2010, I think. That's when I remember.
Oh, wow.
And I had called psychics before, but I don't remember. When I was real little, and I got my mom's credit card. Anyway, oops, I didn't do that. Shh. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just called in because I was going to talk to a psychic, and I was real little, and they're like, "Get your credit card, okay?" But she did find my ring, but I was just like, wow, that was amazing. She found this engagement. I didn't find it while I was on the phone with her, but I found it as soon as I got off. It was right where she was. Oh my gosh, Gandalf is driving me absolutely insane.
Because as far as he's concerned, it's now his show.
It's his show. He's the star. He's the mascot. What do you say, Gand? Gand, do you want to do a mudra? But it's your butt. It's the cat butt. Oh my gosh, cat butt mudra podcast. He's showing the audience he loves you. That's what that means. And he wants you to know that he's vulnerable with you. That's why he's showing you his butthole.
Yes, he trusts and loves you. and he'd like to be friends. So we extend hands to each other and shake hands when we meet somebody, or maybe even give them a hug.
Yeah.
With him, it's show the butt.
Show the butt. And it not many people get the butt, and he gave it over and over and over. He loves you, Donna. He thinks you're awesome. And listeners,
I think he's
watchers.
Awesome too, but
not that awesome.
I have two fuzzy butts here where yes, I get the same treatment very regularly.
Do you foster those, or do you take in?
No. This is an adoption. These were an adoption. They were being fostered by someone who was absolutely lovely. These guys we're a family now. I adopted them, and they're very sweet. But yes, they'll come up to me. And at first it's, the head, but then it's immediately the turn and the butt right in my face. Yeah. Because they love me.
That's what they're saying. They're like, you can sniff my butt. That's right. I like you. I trust you. I'm turning my back and giving you utter property of my most vulnerable spot. My butt.
Yes. My butt. At least one of them though. My male is a long hair.
Oh, that's right.
And he's got the big fluffy tail, and
that's so cute when they show.
Yeah, and he's got the little
like that. Yeah,
and he's got the little pantaloons. So really, the back of him is not. He's pretty well disguised back there.
He's got pants on.
Yes, he's got pants on basically. But the female, Tommy, is a short hair, and she is quite entirely on display. Everything is wow.
You get some
short hair, and she's lighter there than she is on her body because she's a tabby. Yeah. So anyway, so she's actually the fur back there is fairly light, so it's quite obvious.
That's hilarious. And so many people who don't love cats don't get it unless they're dog lovers, and then they're like, "Oh, it's worked with dogs. It's worse."
Yeah.
Worse with dogs is worse. It can be like shit hanging out of it, and they're like, "Oh."
I know. It's like I don't want to think about it.
I don't either. Let's change the subject. So Gandalf wants you to think about mudras and try some, and he wants you to think about his dew claw and what that means. You know what the dew claw is? I'm always curious. That dew claw is very fascinating to me, and I'm just like,
it's almost like a thumb, but it's not a thumb.
It hangs out. Yeah. It's got to be a point. But anyway, thank you, Donna. I really appreciate it. I want to say thank you, Donna.
Thank you.
You're doing it
this has been a pleasure. And then of course, even though this isn't a mudra, everybody.
I was waiting for it. It's our mudra. It's a heart mudra.
The heart mudra.
Put that way, or you can do it just right.
Yeah, that one's a nice one.
A pretty one. Put the cat in it. You can't see it now. He's being all shy. He stuck his head. He's sticking his head through the heart, but not
through the heart, of course.
But not on the camera. All right, listeners and watchers, I love you, and Donna loves you. Donna, you love the listeners and watchers.
I love our listeners and watchers. This was a great time. I hope you guys are interested in finding out more about this. Jump in and start exploring. I think you'll find it's fascinating. Yes. And I think that you'll find that the energy that you feel is really it's a great experience.
Yeah, just doing this, if you never tried, man, it's amazing. This is great. Yeah. And be open-minded about it. Let yourself really feel it. It's really cool. Thank you, Donna, and thank you, listeners and watchers.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Everclear. Thank you, Gandalf. And everybody have a wonderful time wherever you may be. Peace out. I'm gonna go have a hard day's night dancing.
Yeah, there you go.
Bye.
Beetle night.
Yeah.